What's up, YouTube? Welcome out to Take a Hike with Jim. Of course, that makes me your boy Jim, aka, we're going to do some fine-tuning adjustments here. Let's raise this up a little bit. I feel a little bit short in the camera and everything going from there. So as you can see in the background, we got Meow Meow's campsite set up. She was playing a little bit of Xbox earlier, right? We got Meow Meow's little tent set up. She's been bringing stuff up here on the table. It's kind of dirty. She's got her Nightcore MB2 or 20,000 Gen 3 battery charger for her things. She's got her Take a Hike with Jim Couple Double Java cup. She's got her amazing Migo right here water bottle with stickers of everything. She's got her nice pad and everything. She is set up. She is ready for the broadcast. She is ready for the show tonight, as I hope that you are as well. We are live right here, and we only got a few more live streams left in us, right? We only got a few more left in us. So in saying that, we wanted to make sure we have a good time tonight. We're going to give it a little bit, give it a few minutes here for some people to cut on. We have our Couple Double Java tonight. We had a great conversation with one adventure last night, aka Donkey Kong. Had a great conversation with him and his significant other there. That we had great conversation about the Appalachian Trail and everything. We're getting close. We are like, man, this thing's all crooked, right? We are like leaning this way a little bit, Jim. We are like 16 days. Like 16 days at a wake up from the start of the Appalachian Trail through hike. Day 0, as of course, is on will be 16 days to wake up. So, and that's the start of everything that's going to go down for us, right? We can't wait. We're getting stoked. We're getting excited. We're pushing a brand new sponsorship, the Class 6 Barbershop, right here in Fayette County, West Virginia, home of the Plateau, the pride of the Plateau. All free services, all just for you. Also with Straight Edge Barbershop and Salon, located at 1436 East Main Street in beautiful downtown Oak Hill, West Virginia. Make sure you check them out today, right, on Facebook. Anyway, so in saying that, we're going to dive in, and we're going to start back from 7 days ago. And on the conversation, we was talking a little bit about our Goshmere tent. Oh, by the way, if you're just now tuning in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell notification. Give us a thumbs up for a like and all that thing. Go bling bling, right? But anyway, in saying that, we'll go all the way back to 7 days ago when we was on here talking about our Goshmere the 2 tent, and we was talking about ventilation and some different things. And we're going to start out with our good friend Brock here, with his first comment of the night. Coming out the gate, he says, keep the door open, help with ventilation, and don't touch the sides. See, this is something I done wrong on my through hike, right? Well, not my through hike, but my shakedown hike, right? I didn't have proper ventilation. I didn't have the doors open and closed for whatever reason, and I didn't have it pitched just right. So, I was constantly in the sides, condensation's coming down. And like one adventure was talking about last night, you're not always going to have the perfect pitch. Sometimes you're just going to string a tent up just to get in it because you're tired. That wasn't the case. It was just for me last night, for when I done my shakedown, it was I just couldn't get the stakes to get in the sand. We've been there, talk about go from there. So anyway, we're also going to go back, and I think we addressed this one last time. We're going to address it again. But with Chase Life comment, hey, I've heard the Durst X Ramen 1 freestanding tent is coming soon. Just joking, the tent section, great tent vents, also materials. Make sure it's not just a material that soaks up. Let me get down here where he's at. Make sure it's not also material that soaks up water. He said, I like Dyneema for this reason. Plus, it's just lighter. We'll talk about that just here. Let me finish the sentence. Bonus points for a tent with more vertical walls to keep it away from your head and your feet. So I like Dyneema too. It's extremely light, but it is a little bit more expensive, and I'm working on some things with a company. I found this company via a Facebook sponsored ad or whatever, and they are from China, right? In saying that, that was my bad Jack Black impersonation. You just have to forgive me. But anyway, I'm working on drawing up and designing something made from Dyneema for a more like a swag type of deal. and more of a bivy type of thing. But I'm working on it. We haven't got anything solid yet. We just got a little doodle. And I messaged them, and it's going to cost quite a bit to have it made if I get to do it, which I don't know if I will or not. But bonus points for a tent with more vertical walls to keep away from your head and your feet. Of course, Gossamer 2 has the tiles on either end that stretches it, that hopefully pulls it away and gives you more room or whatever. I don't know if the X-Mid 1 2 Pro has that, or the X-Mid 1 or 2 has it, or the X-Dome has that, or the LaShawn. I think LaShawn, I don't know if I pronounced that right, has that. I think they do. It's the Lash and LaShawn, what the heck ever. We're just a good old boy from West by God, right? With the enunciation. You tuned in here before, you know, you know. But the vertical walls to keep everything away from your head and your feet, it's going to keep you from, when you move and toss and turn, which I am, that condensation from falling down on you and causing it to rain, because it will rain. Chase goes on to say, placement, do not set up on grass. So a lot of the shakedown hikes are not shakedowns, but what I call the backyard shakedown type of things. And I talked to one adventure about it last night. Because of my situation, different things with family issues stuff, we've done a lot of setting up in my own backyard. And I have a bunch of grass, right? But if you can't avoid setting it up on grass, grass is going to pull condensation, humidity, and all that, the wetness and everything. So if you can not set it up on grass, Chase is absolutely right. Away from water source is better, which is where I failed miserably last time. I was set up too close to a water source, even though, like, my tent would have been up here and the water source down here. It was still relatively close, because this down here is a river that is like extremely huge and wide, right, with lots and lots of water, and it was in a valley, right, which we're gonna get here. Valley locations are boys. So I broke like all 3 rules that Chase had right there, one shot. I think tree cover can be helpful, but always look for widow makers. Always looking up in the trees, seeing if you have anything above you that can blow down or whatever. And like today, it was a beautiful day. It was in the 60s here. But in saying that, the wind was high, and it was like severely like windy. We've had some bad storms. Some other people had some tornadoes and power outages throughout the country. Hope some of our viewers, I hope you guys are safe, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there are safe, and y'all made it through the storms last night. Ventilation, open any vents. Of course, the Gossamer 2, the only vents it has is the vestibules. You can open up the doors, roll them back or whatever. Crack a door open, like Rob said, on nice nights. I often kept one door wide open on my X-Mid 1. I sometimes keep both doors open. If you can pitch it, as said by the Tile and Trail, with the rainfly having a bigger gap, unless it's heavier, then do that to help keep the moisture. Anything to keep the airflow, the ventilation, is going to help with the moisture and help with the condensation issue in a single wall tent, or even a bivy, because your bivvies are single walled as well. So dealing with it, there will be condensation. Do not have anything touching the walls of the tent, and keep a square Swedish cloth in your tent at night. And in the morning, do a quick wipe down to the interior walls. I highly recommend starting with the top when you take your cloth and wipe it, and then coming down on your walls and different things like that, in order to not get as much rain and water and condensation and stuff on your gear. And then 2, if you have good gear, hey, AT Walk and Talk, what's up, bud? And then 2, if you have good gear, it should perform like your quilt, your sleep bag, stuff like that, with the condensation in mind. If you have down and stuff and it gets wet, don't keep you warm as long. The synthetic does better, and stuff like that. So we'll move on up from here. So it was Chase. So my backpacking journey 7 days ago was talking about the tent. I had took pictures of it out in the yard. We had a bunch of snow and ice. We had about 2.5, almost 3 inches of ice. You couldn't really tell by the picture. Everything that you see in the picture that's white was not snow. That was all ice. We had to take a hammer and drive stakes in. We broke a stake. We ended up even breaking a guideline, and we got and ordered it and got a new one in and fixed that. But the pitch looks pretty good, he said. So we had the pitch, pretty decent tight. And different things, and we was going to do a backyard shakedown, but we didn't get the chance to do it that night. With everything going on that was going on. So it said JB Not Laws, President County for. Hey JB, thank you so much for the shout out on your channel, my man. I appreciate it. And you're right, I am one heck of a character, brother. I laughed till I about pissed myself. So did my daughter, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the shout out on your channel. You folks go over, if you don't know already, go over to JB Not Lost, click on his page, send him some love, hit a thumbs up, subscribe, little bell notification, tell him Jim sent you. Same thing with AT Walk and Talk. Tell him to take a hike with Jim sent you and show him some love, would you? I know they would appreciate it. So One Adventure commented too, because we was talking about, and like I said, I think a lot of these we covered last week, and it's fine. We're going to go back through it. Maybe it's a refresher. I can't remember if we did or we didn't. So, anyway, get a sip of double java here. We was talking about the failure of tents and stuff like that. And One Adventure, we even talked a little bit about this last night in my backup plan, which I'm not revealing to anybody. One Adventure, a.k.a. Donkey Kong, and his significant other is the only ones that really know, other than my family here, what I got planned. And AT Walk and Talk, once he picks me up, he'll see too. And he's going to be like, really, Jim? Really? Yep, that's right. You guessed it. I am taking a 32-foot RV on the Appalachian Trail. We're just going to pull it up Springer Mountain, back it down the woods, and park it at every shelter. No, that's not what we're doing. That would be impossible, right? And now, you know me, I don't believe in impossible, but that'd be impossible. But somebody out there was probably believe that. So I have to make sure you put that disclaimer that that's not real. Anyway, we was talking about the failure of my tent. Because I'm seeing where Nemo dragonflies are, and especially the model and different things I got, they're snapping poles in low to moderate winds of like 12 to 15 mile an hour. Not even what I would consider high wind. They're having failures. And One Adventure put my mind at ease a little bit. He said, hey, I wouldn't worry about it. There's shelters every 7 to 9 miles. Sleep in them until you get into town and get a new tent. And get a new tent will only take a day or two to get in town. Both years I hiked, I met people who didn't carry any type of shelter. So, low key, and I've told the lady L this, and I told Mike this last night. I said, hey, listen, one of the things I am kind of on the down low about, not really big on, is sleeping in shelters, right? And let's just be honest, and there were some good points brought up, and I won't talk about a lot of those points, but there were some really good points brought up. And it was all the reasons why I didn't want to stay in shelters. But the main reason I didn't really want to stay in shelters is because of the norovirus and sickness and stuff like that. It tends to spread in the shelters and stuff a lot quicker. So we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? But he said both years he hiked, he met people that didn't carry any types of shelter. They just used they just used the shelters on trail. I'm not that brave. I got to have at least something, although I'm getting ready to do something. I'm trying something, part one of it, the first part of the trail, and then if I can have enough money saved up from what I didn't spend, if I have enough sponsors or somebody out there wants to hit me up on Facebook and say, man, what is it you're talking about? And we would like to donate towards it. There's a piece of gear that once I'm out on trail, not now, once I'm out on trail, I want to try to get. And if it works, the tent's coming home, right? Just saying, you know, just the way that it is. So we'll see how it goes from there. But until then, we got some things working. I'm not asking for donations. We're set on our gear right now. I got a lot of things that are positive going my way. I got a lot of backup stuff coming in one item. And so we're going to roll with it. One Adventure also said, we was talking about, and Chase had put some comments out there, and I think that's what he's referring to, was not just Chase's comments, because he agrees with Chase, but I think he was talking about the people that was responding on the comments, and goes from, I read the questions and replies with smile. They are legit questions. I've asked these same questions myself. These are also very good answers. In fact, they are textbook answers. I try to do these very same things when I'm camping on a trip, because it will help keep me clean, dry for the weekend, or even or even the week I'm out there. So in saying that, what we're talking about is the ventilation, the setup, you know, all the rules about a single-walled trekking pole tent. Because I'm in love with trekking pole tents. There's only one thing I'm in love with more, and that's bivvies. And the bivvy that I'm trying to acquire is the Walkabout Swag. So if you want to see what it is, or if you would like to make a donation towards that, you can go to Google and type in the Walkabout Swag. Walkabout's all one word, space swag, by Alton. That's the piece of equipment that I'm trying to get to bring on trail. They're a little bit pricey. But with what I'm trying to learn to do, I think that's going to be the best piece of gear for me moving forward. Maybe not on the Appalachian Trail. I'd like to learn how to use it on the Appalachian Trail at some point. But I think it's going to be the best piece of gear for me moving forward for my other hikes in the future. But I would like to really try to use it on the Appalachian Trail. But the thing is, I got to save money. I got to do things. We got, and when you're out on trail, you can't DoorDash, Instacart, Spark, any of that crap, right? So it's all about cutting my food budget, my hostel budget, my fun budget, and saving some money here and there. And hopefully by the time, right before I get to the end, I'll have enough to get this thing. But it's the Walkabout Swag. Just go to Google, type in the Walkabout space Swag, and it's from Alton. It's really good. But anyway, so he said, if you can do all these things, after you have been on trail for a few weeks, especially after you get into the Smokies, you'll be hiking in the mud, rain, and cold. We talked about it last night about how the Smokies and how hard they're going to be and how people underestimate them and different things. So I'm not trying to underestimate and go from there. J3Hikes, what's up? I love my North Tent Ski-U Bivy, large enough to fit all your gear inside. I'm going to have to look up that one. I ain't heard of that one. But I love trekking pole tents. I love them. Freestanding tents are by far the best tent. I'm just going to put it out there. It's my opinion. And in the words of Miranda, it's my show, gosh darn. But, and she's going to hit me with a copyright violation for that one time. So everybody go to Miranda Goes Outside or Outdoors, whatever it is, send her a thumbs up and a like and tell her, hey, take a hike with Jim sent me. Show her some love, right? In saying that, not try to steal or infringe on her gimmick at all. But I just love her content and her shows. But anyway, in saying that, so I really like trekking pole tents. I love them. But I love the idea of bivvies more. But I got to get used to them. I've had people tell me the bivvies are not something you want to take on the AT. I've had other people tell me they've seen bivvies on the AT and different things. So I don't know. I can just tell you I really love the idea and the concept of them because you can put poles up to set them up whatever you want to. They're pretty much, their footprint's so small. And yeah, they're like a coffin, I get you. But their footprint is so small, you pretty much lay them anywhere. You just got to have a very, very small space. And with the Walkabout Swag, it's an even a little bit better situation, right? You don't got to crawl in and out through the front. You get in from in and out the top. I love that. And not the side, the actual top, right? And I love how you can roll your bedroll up and your mattress and all that stuff too. But anyway, let's go back to the comments here. Anyway, he said, through hiking AT is different. After you've been through the Smokies, you'll be hiking in the mud, rain, cold, living in the dirt for a week at a time. If you get a hole in your tent, you might throw some tape on it. You might get some condensation in it. You might shake it before you pack it up if it's not raining, that type of thing. The more you walk, the more miles you get behind you, the more the things that used to seem like a big idea are going to seem less like a big idea. That's what I got from that conversation. Maybe I was wrong. Ty on Trail commented, I think the Nemo will be just fine, brother. Last year I survived a Missouri thunderstorm and a tornado in a cheap one-tagger's tent. Let me tell you something. I know you're going to be out in the woods and the storms are going to hit and it could be a bad situation and there's just, you have no other option but to suck it up and tough it out and hope for the best. Your tent will protect you from the rain. It'll protect you from the wind. It's not going to protect you from a deadfall or a tree fall. It's not going to protect you from lightning, okay? So, and with high winds, 7-mile winds, you was just fine, whatever. But when you get out there and you're starting to talk, EF 2, 3, 4s, God forbid a 5, which I don't think you'll ever have a 5 touchdown on the mountain, but 2, 3s, big, strong possibility. A tent's not going to withstand that. So, in those situations, I would recommend getting the hell out of the tent and finding a place low enough that you get low enough that you're safe, right? That you're safe from that type of deal. Or get down off the trail, get in a shelter, get in a 24-hour laundry mat if those are a thing on trail somewhere. Whatever you have to do to get into somewhere that's safe, right? Do not try to ride out. I'm not advising to ride out a tornado in any tent. But anyway, Ty did it. Guy out the tent properly and you should be fine. The Nemo uses pretty good quality fabric, and mine is, Good quality fabric. It's the Osmo material, and it's like a ripstop nylon polyester blend type thing, and it's really, really good. So, you know, I'm really, really happy with it. And my Nemo is a lot smaller. And I didn't get to go over this with one adventure last night, but my Nemo Dragonfly is a little bit smaller. It's the bike pack version. So it's a little bit smaller and it's freestanding. I mean, you can stake it down. You don't have to stake it down. Obviously, there's high winds. You want to stake it down. But there's times and places like if the wind's calm enough and, you know, whatever. And like we was talking about Fontana Dam and the concrete pads, you might just be able to throw the thing down and roll with it. I don't know. I would have to see. And it would depend on wind, right? And rain, too, and stuff like that. But your rain fly even connects to your regular poles. So you might have some flapping and different things, but I think you can manage it. And especially with some longer guy lines for the front, back, and two sides on the rain fly, even though the tent wasn't strapped down, I think you would be fine as far as your rain fly. But you want to try to secure your tent when and where possible. You never know when a storm's just going to pop up. And sometimes they have a tendency just to pop up out of no dang where. So Hot Sloth Hikes commented 7 days ago, hey man, just take some extra line and secure the poop out of it. Well, he said shit, but out of it, and get it strapped down, tightened up. Make sure you're guying it out properly. And I've watched some YouTube videos and stuff this week, it seems like the number one failure in tents are they're not guy out. They're not guided out properly. They're just not set up properly. And even with the Nemo Dragonfly, the place that the resistance is hitting, the wind is coming up the back side, which has an extra tie out right on the back side and the two corners, okay, of mine anyway. So where you can secure at a little bit more. And I feel that if people leave that because they don't want to guy it out and take the time to do that, then that wind gets up there. And of course, when a tent is not guyed out, all that stress and pressure from wind and different things goes straight to the pole structure, right? So there you go. So yeah, so I think that's kind of what we're looking at and go from there. And then let's see, my backpacking journey comment. Hey, don't worry about it. Take care of the one you got, and it'll treat you right. Because we was looking at maybe even switching to the X-Mid 1 or 2, and it didn't happen. And Sparky's like, hey man, I missed the live again. I'm sorry. Hot Sloth is awesome. Met that dude at the Green Dragon in 24. Man, I tell you what, I watched a lot of hikes and, you know, and different things, and I can't wait to stay at the Green Dragon. Above the Clouds Hostel, around the bend. I mean, there's several, what is it, Uncle Johnny's. There's several that I want to stay at, Woods Hole, and different things. But, you know, I'm just going to have to pick and choose because, like I said, on a budget. But we'll go from there. C Joy 076 commented, Taylor was my introduction to the AT and hiking and journaling. You never know who you might inspire, because we was talking about a person on Facebook that had hit us up and had said, hey, you inspired, you're, you know, kind of inspired and different things, blah, blah, blah. He was already walking sick. But anyway, in saying that, Scotty, appreciate you, my friend out there. Scotty, the trail name right there. He knows who he is, from down around Cabin Creek, West by God, Virginia. But anyway, you never know, or is it Clear Fork? One of the two, but I think it was Cabin Creek. No, it was Clear Fork. It was Clear Fork. Cabin Creek is where another friend's family's from, so Clear Fork, sorry. Man, you get all these forks and creeks and camps and hollers confused sometimes in West by God, you know what I mean? But anyway, Taylor's made introduction to AT and thru-hiking in general. You never know who you might inspire. Have you watched The Second Chance Hiker from the PCT? I enjoyed following his journey. He didn't complete the trail, but he was inspiring journey to watch. No, I haven't watched it yet. I need to still get out there. I said I was going to try to get out there and start watching some of that C-Joy, but I didn't get a chance to. But, you know, Taylor, like I said, Taylor, Fortune Adventures, and Hiking Dancer, a.k.a. Roadrunner, those are the ones that really brought me through a depression era and a type of era when I'd lost my sister all of a sudden, and I had turned back to, hey, I wonder if the AT's still a thing. Y'all know the story if you've been following me long enough. And boom, you know, and that's who I watched, and they helped pull me through things like that. So Matt Josh commented, Matt Josh 69. Matt Josh went, hi Jim, I'll be taking the X-Men 1, which is the only thing I've got, which I'm thinking of changing to X-Men 2. Everything else I got is the first thing I got. The first section on the AT is going to be my shakedown hike when I start. So I've seen that and I've heard that a lot from people, and I watched a video, and I think it's Julie Hikes or something like that. Somebody else had mentioned, it might not have been Julie, but it was somebody I was watching the other day. They was hiking. But if you don't follow Julie Hikes, you need to go out there and follow. She's on trail right now. She's doing amazing. Make sure that you follow, get a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell notification on our page. Tell her to take a hike with Jim sent you. Show her a little bit of love and support. I know she'll appreciate it, right? And but I started watching Julie, and man, it's just phenomenal. But I don't know if it was her channel that I heard that on. But it may have been, but it may not have been, so don't quote me. But anyway, I've heard somewhere here lately several times people saying, hey, being on the AT was my first shakedown, and I had to shake down and go from there. I think one adventure, we talked about that last night too. He was like, first 39 miles, that was our shakedown, and going from there. So, anyway, going through, we got Mrs. Lady L, Laura, Evelyn, Ashley commented 6 days ago, the troublemaker. The troublemaker commented, hey, you know, I was finally able to get caught up on watching your videos today. Been busy. In 2023, my tent pole snapped in the middle of the night near the NOC. So she was close to somewhere, you know what I mean? But they snapped near the NOC. I gotta go down here and find out where she put it. But she was able to get them changed out. I don't know where the actual whole comment went, but she was able to get them changed out and go from there. And she said that she ain't avoiding this. In fact, she's just been extremely busy. And it's the troublemaking, the troublemaker, the lovely Lady L. So in saying that, you know, we give her props, give her a shout out and everything. And make sure you go over her channel as well. She should be stepping out on the trail anytime now, if not already. She ain't told anybody when she's stepping out on the trail, not even your boy you know. So you can quit Facebook messaging me. Because I don't know. No, nobody's Facebook messaging. I made that up just to kind of make, you know, her a little bit more nervous, but it's okay. Anyway, so it's saying that, woo, having some fun. But no, she ain't told nobody when she's stepping out for privacy and security reasons, and I can't say that I blame her. But in saying that, we wish her best whenever she does start. We hope to get to see her out on trail. We enjoy watching her channel. She makes us laugh, right? Chris, plenty of them on trail. It's a keeper. He's talking about the Gossamer, the 210. So we was talking about maybe letting it go, and we decided to keep it. We put a post that, hey, we decided to keep this thing. And he put, hey, it's a keeper, and there's plenty of them on trail, so we go from there. And go from there. So also, once again, the lovely Lady L, the troublemaker, Laura, Evelyn, Ashley, 6 days ago, comments, what about shelters? Can that be your backup? And that's when we low-key had the conversation that I don't want to catch the Hershey squirts, the poop trots, you know, the nasty dozens, you know, any of that. I don't want to catch that stuff from the norovirus. I will stay in shelters. I'm not too good to stay in shelters. Do not get me wrong. But in saying that, if they're overcrowded, tons of people, I don't know. I don't know. And I think that Lady L would probably, don't she look like she would snore a lot, like real loud? I mean, extreme loud. So could you imagine being in a shelter and you're over here and Lady L's way on the other side of the shelter, maybe even upstairs on the other shelter, and snoring and keeping the whole shelter awake? I think that's what could happen. I don't know if she snores or not. I'm just picking on her. So Chase Life, that we'd already read that one. He provided a link as well. Lisa Lou commented on last week's vote. So I haven't posted the vote for Tuesday. That's coming out tomorrow. I meant to post it. I've been busy. There's been a lot going on this week with everything. Got some family issues going on. Keep the family in prayers. And then also today got served a notice for my brother's court case. So I got to do that this week. I've had so much going on that it's been crazy. But in saying that, in 16 days, we're stepping out on Appalachian Trail, and good luck finding us, right? Because we're going to be somewhere between Georgia and Maine, baby, and we're going to be cranking out some miles, living it up, living our best life, trying to get sleep, with earplugs because Lady L snores so loud. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, so Lady L had a post come out that said what the final gear was that was going in her backpack. Go from there. Sparky 1549 replated my winter pack, weighs 25 to 27 pounds with 5 to 6 days food and water. So that's about where I'm going to be. J3 Hike says spent 60% of my time in shelters, usually UL bug bivy, to keep the mice off. Yes, mice are bad, in the shelters because of food. Excuse me. Different things, birds, bats, stuff like it coming in and out as well. So a net shelter would probably help, and even help with mosquitoes, and go from there. Hike with Mike! What's up, brother? By the way, if you're out there watching, you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell notification. Help the channel out. We've gotten up to 368 subscribers like 4 different times this week, and dropped all the way back to like 365, 66 subscribers to finally land back at 367. We're leveling out. So I think that YouTube's kicking a lot of the AI things out that are fake, whatever, or inactive supporters off the page. I'm not sure what's going on, but you can help this channel out. If you like it and you want to support us, hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit the bell notification. It would be much, much appreciated, right? But that's about Sparky, where our pack's at. And Sparky's like all the time missing the live or late, but I wanted to address it. So, and go from there. So yeah, I mean, that's about where I'm going to be. That's about where I'm going to land, I think, when it's all said and done. We're about 16, 17, maybe 18. I'm going to get an accurate weight in the next day or so. Because I got everything on my pack right now. I got to spray everything down. I got to do some things. I got to swap some stuff out and go from there. We did get our brand new MB 20,000 Gen 3 Night Core battery pack. Now, I wanted to open this. I've already cut the tape here, but I was going to open this with you guys live tonight here in just a little bit. We are going to do the opening right here on the channel. I'm sure you're going to like that. And then, I had to splurge a little bit. I had to get Meow Meow her own tent. She is now a thru-hiking kitty. As you can see, she goes right in on her own. I didn't even have to train her to do that. She lays down. Look at that. Ain't that the cutest damn thing you ever seen? That is just like, look at her. That is just like cute. And she goes in there. That's her bed. She sleeps in there. I came here the other night. She was all upside down. She loves her tent, right? So anyway, the tent ain't go with us. That's Meow Meow's. She's claimed it, right? She's claimed it. But I thought y'all would like that too. Anyways, let's move on. So I need to comment. I did the other day, but I want to comment on what Fred said. Fred_ said. And he was making fun of us for having our backpack, our Osprey Exos 58. We had it loaded down with gear and everything. We had it on the treadmill walking. And he was like, had it on the treadmill. Ha, 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 ha. Well, Fred, at least I know what a treadmill is. And I don't have to use a walker to be on one. Moving on. Chase Life. Comments 5 days ago. Last year, the hiker ultralight started with what I think was close to 80 pounds. Because we was talking about on Lord Evan Ashley's post about how there was a gentleman that was walking with like 60 pounds that started on the trail, former military. He also weighed a bit over 300 pounds to start, hence the trail name Ultralight. When I met him, he said, when I met him south of the Shenandoahs, he was Nobo. He had dropped something like 25 to 30 pounds from his pack and something like 75 pounds from person. He summited later in the year, so he made it. Edit to add, found my video where I met Ultralight just over 4 minutes in, and he provides a link there for where he met this gentleman. But yeah, there's a guy out there that just started hiking. I'm not for sure the exact name of him, but he was just retired from the military. He's carrying like a 60, 65 pound pack. Yeah, so I mean, that's, whew, started when Julie hikes, I think. Go back to her first video. She's only got 5, and I think he was on the first day of it. Hike with Mike says, awesome cat. I got a black tuxedo and gray tuxedo cat. And a mancoon and a tortoise shell house is full of cats. at our place. So my grandma started a cat addiction with me when I was a kid in this very house that I'm living in now, because it used to be my grandparents' house. But my grandma was the crazy cat lady at one time. She had, like, I want to say close to 50, 60, 70 cats, something like that, maybe even more. They was all outdoor cats, but she had a butt ton, and she fed every stray in the neighborhood too. And that was back before we had Bob Barker telling us to spay or neuter, right? So, if you know, you know. So my backpacking journey. We missed one. It's going down. Meet Popsicle 73 commented, "You're outside with full pack, right on." So he commented on a video. So Meet Popsicle, you know, we've been out there a few times on a few videos with our pack. We haven't been out there a whole lot because we switch packs, switch gear, and switch different things. But yes, we was out there. Appreciate your support. My backpacking journey comment, "I love Hokas, but they aren't or weren't for me. After walking about 5 miles of mine, my feet hurt because the shoes weren't wide enough." Everyone's different when it comes to shoes, so good luck with them. So my Hoka Speedgoat 7s now is just as good as time has ever to give an accurate update. Let me get a sip of double Java here. Now is just as good a time as ever to give a great update on the Speedgoat, Hoka Speedgoat 7s, right? Love, absolutely love these shoes. To me, they are a lot like the Hoka Speedgoat 5s in the way they feel on the cushion. They took some things from the Speedgoat 6, and there was another Hoka shoe, to be honest, 4. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was the 4. They took some ideas from it too, I think, and incorporated in this shoe. I've done a true gear review of it. I absolutely love the Hoka Speedgoat 7s. It is my trail shoe for my thru hike of 2026. I'm here to tell you, I absolutely love them. You know, I've tried Topas, I've tried all these other ones. None of them compared to the Hoka Speedgoat 5s. And then when they quit making them, I tried the Speedgoat 6s twice. Wore them out quickly. And they was just junk, hated them, didn't know what we was going to do. Now we got the Speedgoat 7s, love them, and go from there. So sorry they wasn't for you, but hey, I understand. Shoes are very personal things in the words of Chase. Tie-Dye Trail commented, because I made some funny posts about people taking pictures and different things of gear, and they have all this stuff. Like, you can go down, and they got like practically a whole Dollar General store worth of stuff in their pack. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. And then they're like, "Hey, I got like a base weight of 10 pounds or whatever, and I got like 3 things in my pack, and my pack weighs like 30. There was some kind of comment like that I had made about my pack. But Tie-Dye Trail comment a couple times. We'll read this comment. Man, she had me rolling. And I got another one on here from Detox too. We're going to read as well. But Tie-Dye Trail put, then the others go say, the comments was, "These people that are taking pictures of everything that goes in their packs looks like half a Dollar General store. They'd be like, my base weight is 12 pounds, and I have a pack and a tent and my sleeping bag, and picture base weight is 30 pounds. So, yeah, so anyway, Tie-Dye put, then the other be bragging about a 5-pound base weight. Stick that bit up your ask no questions, tell no lies. Squirting water while playing Twister with yourself, trying to get clean is not in the cards for me. Oh yeah, after playing Squirt Gun, how am I supposed to dry myself off without, I don't know, toilet paper?" And then there are those that say, "Oh, I just bring a tarp and lay on some leaves." Those 5-pound base weight people always bring a stove. It only weighs an ounce or two. Yeah. The canister of fuel isn't exactly ultralight. She was going off. I was rolling when I read this comment. So make sure y'all head over to Tie-Dye Trail, give her a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, show her some love. Same thing with my backpacking journey as well. Let's get into Detox. What happened to my... What happened? Where we at? Okay, here it goes. Sorry about that. Let's get in what Detox comment. Detox had commented as well. "I know, right? I'm here with you. My pack with food and water hovers around 33 pounds. That's the best I can do without spending more money than I have or abandoning things to keep me safe on trail. Let me know if you find a better way." So here's the thing. And like I told one adventure last night, I am working hard to eventually become one of those people. And if I were to know now what I know then, if I didn't know then what I know now, There you go. Freeze that. Backwards. Reverse it. Drop it. Reverse it. Turn around it. Sorry. I'm not supposed to sing. Jason don't like it. But anyhow, in saying that, right? If I'd have known then what I know now when I was purchasing gear and I had that open budget, I would be one of those people. But I didn't. So I started buying a bunch of stuff and have a bunch of gear, went through things, and the budget's blown, so I have to kind of narrow down and go with what I'm going with, right? But in saying that, I get it. And it was all from because I was commenting on Lady L's post. We're going to see that. I was commenting on Lady L's post. There was like 27 pounds before food and water. I was like, come on, girl. Come on. And she was like, no. 27 pounds maybe with food and water. But in her video, it's not what she said. In her video, this troublemaker said that she didn't know it'd be like 33, 34, maybe more pounds. I think it's the way she done it. I think she had a little bit of 6, 7, right, going on in her mind. I don't know. Sorry, Lady L, I had to call you out like that, but I just did. But anyway, in saying it, I don't know. I don't know exactly what weight she ended up with, whatever. But she said 27 with food, but not with water. So, eventually in another post, we'll go from there. So with water, maybe, like she's saying, about 30, 32, somewhere around there. And go from there. Sparky comment 6 days ago. Dang it, missed the live again. And like I said, Sparky's all the time missing the live. And go from there, all up there. So we'll scroll up because there's a bunch of this that is repeated and going from there. So we got a lot of stuff from Chase, and we're going to read through it and everything. Chase is our buddy. I like Chase. I like Chase a lot. I mean, I give Chase headaches. I'm sure I do. But I like Chase a lot. So Chase was giving some good advice to us the other day about some things. He put story time. Years ago, I was competing nationally racing cars. So in saying it, where he was racing cars, I'm hoping that he had a big garage or a bigger place to put all the gear for the cars, the engines, transmissions, and all that. Or Jeff Foxworthy got his bit from Chase's bathtub. Hey, come move this transmission out of the bathtub so I can take a shower comment. If you know, you know. But anyway, I was looking for the edge and tweaking. Replacing parts, looking for lighter parts, titanium, all these things. Tweaking suspension settings each year. In September, we'd end up in the middle of the country for a major race with over 1,000 racers competing in different classes. For us, this was a big show, major goal, winning of the championship. And I would be adjusting my car sometimes the night before. Another champion racer had this conversation with me. He said, the most important thing, Chase, ... is not that your car is 100% the best it can be. The important thing is that you're comfortable with it. The important thing is that you're comfortable with it. You know what it will do. I stopped making adjustments back in July, even if it's not the best, and it's what I'll compete with because I know it. So we're going to talk about what he's saying here because he's right. Because when it comes to gear, and it's not going to let me see the whole comment on my page without losing stuff, but I'll get back to it. See, it's back to hike thing. I'm one of the worst when it comes to buying gears, you know. He says, no, not him. Oh, it might let me. Maybe, let's see what happened here. I'm screaming, boom, boom. So when it comes to hiking, I'm one of the worst when it comes to buying gears, you know. I'm trying to get to be a close second, actually. I like checking out products and trying them out. But the lesson I got from Race Supplies and backpacking, you don't have to have the lightest or the best gear, but you want to be comfortable with it. That is great advice. Okay, so like I told one Mike last night, or not one Mike, but one adventure last night. And I mean it's for Brock, I mean it's for Chase, I mean it's for long distance hikes. Anybody that's helped me sloth, anybody that's helped me that's been a thru hiker, attempted thru hiker, whatever on this channel, this is from you. Go from here. Hey, Nathaniel Lyons, what's up? Nathaniel Lyons is one of my karate kids. What-da? From back in the day, right? And comes on and comes down to Barbershop, gets haircut. That's Nathaniel out there supporting the channel. Appreciate you, Nathaniel. Tonight's subscribers appreciation night, where we read your comments that you post on our videos all week. So, in saying that, that is such a great comment. That is such a great comment about just being comfortable with your gear. Just be comfortable with it. Know what it can do and be comfortable with it. So, and you've heard me say that on my shakedown that failed on the video. Know that you know your gear, but also when your gear fails, still trust your gear. That's what they taught us in the military. You know, because your gear is the number one thing that's going to try to keep you alive. Like, if you abandon your gear or parts of your gear, you don't know, like, maybe some duct tape fix something, maybe some clothespins, let things dry out, whatever. But be comfortable with your gear. Then you know that you can rely on it. Take some time to practice, shakedowns and more. And if not those, then you'll be shakedown on AT, which many people have done. See, even he has said that many people, like Mike and different people, are doing their shakedowns on the hike in real time. So my opinion, Chase says, is not to worry about your gear if it's perfect gear. If things do not work out on trail, you can adjust them then. Adjust them on trail as you go. Do your replacements. Might have to drop some stuff off in hiking boxes or even mail stuff home and pick some other stuff up. He said, I've been watching you learning all these things over the months, and I was serious about my answer to the question. What gear should I change? He said, I think your gear is fine, except the pee bottle. And Chase, I've yet to find your damn pee video. The bigger, your pee bottle video. The bigger challenge is the one thing I keep bringing up from my own experience. Climbing up those trails. This is the major reason I push on the lighter weight in general. And I can agree, even though my shakedown hike wasn't, it was flat, used to be railroad bed, Greenbrier Valley River Trail, not much elevation there. I can see where it's going to be different because walking the gorge, Kmore Trail, different things like that, hurt your knees and stuff like that. So, the bigger challenge I keep bringing up is experience climbing up those trails. That's the reason I push on lighter gear in general. And do not pack your fears, because each item, if it is nice to have for 20 minutes at some point, you carried up those hills for 8 to 10 hours, climbing up 3,000 feet, is not an easy thing if you have not trained for it. And me and One Adventure talked about that last night, about how something that weighs so much, you multiply, I think he said by like ×4, as far as your carrying weight and your joints and what its impact is going to be in different things. There's a lot to it. See, I pay attention to these things that people tell me. I'm learning from these folks. I'm learning from you, and I appreciate it. Day 1, spring trailhead to southern terminus, 1.0 miles and 400 feet of climb. Terminus back to trailhead, 1 mile, and 13 feet of climb. Trailhead to Hawk Mountain is 7.2 miles and 1,073 feet up and 1,306 feet down. So day 1 is 9.2 miles and 1,486 feet of climbing. One thought is that the tent sites before the shelter, and the other was more crowded places during the bubble. The tent sites are 6 to 7 miles and 1,007 feet from the actual trail. Stover Creek tent site, that is 1.8 miles and 89 feet of descent. If you did that, your day 1 would be 3.8 miles and 502 feet of climb, which is a little short for sure, but just might be a better start. Stover Creek is a shelter considered by one of the better ones. Then on day 2, Hawk Mountain Shelter. Day 3, Gooch Gap. Also, side note, do not skip Blue Blaze Long to Long Creek Falls. I'm going to write that one down, Chase, because there's a lot of Blue Blazes I want to check out, right? Or maybe just plan to go the Big Hawk Mountain on day 1. But have a backup either stops just in case, Chase says. I'm really working hard not to be a negative Nancy. You're never a negative Nancy, Chase. Quit saying that. We appreciate you here. But also to help you succeed, and I appreciate it. P.S., he said, I did win a national championship in my racing car and then retired and went to hiking. So he replaced one collector hoarding habit with another. That's what I'm hearing. Woo! Chase like pee bottle video. I will type it in when I go to your page. I swear I was scrolling up, sitting there looking through like, duh, where's the pee bottle video? So, because I want to watch it. We're getting close, and I want to switch out my damn pee bottle, right? Excuse my language. I'm sorry, Nathaniel. Oh, this channel brings it out in the best of me. Sorry, Mr. and Miss Lyons. Anyway, if y'all know, y'all know. Anyway, Chase Life put, so he's talking about his room in a quick video and different things of his gear room and stuff like that. Scrolling up, see what else we got. We read that. So Jason Carter commented about 4 days ago on the Hokas. He's not a big fan of the Hokas, but anyway, he still prefers the Brooks Cascade for shoes, which is his normal Merrill boots, as he said. And I appreciate it. Everybody's got their things, and shoes and boots are very personal, right? He said, but hey, they do make a wider version. They do make a wider version if you wish to order them. And then Spark A 1549 puts on there, the Speedgoat 5s were the best shoe ever. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Hoka didn't get that memo. At least the shoes have the extra hold to tie the heel lock. The little loop on the bottom is back for Gators. And see, I didn't know that. And then I had another Heather, I think it was, had messaged me and told me, said, hey, you need to, that's what that loop's for. I didn't know. So there you go. I was thinking maybe for a hook or something, but I don't necessarily use Gators, but everybody tells me you will. So go from there. Chase had commented, hey man, I'm glad you found a shoe that works for you. Because Chase had tried the Speedgoat 7s too, didn't work out for him. He sent them back because Hoka's got a great return policy and different things, but they really worked out for me. M. Farley commented on 252, commented 4 days ago, love my Hokas. And I'm telling you, I just can't get over, me personally, how much like the 5s they really feel as far as the cushion sole. They don't feel that way around the sides or the tip, but the overall cushion sole, that's what I was looking for. The other stuff I can kind of adjust to. And I've been wearing them. I've had zero problems with them, zero hot spots, wear spots, even with just regular socks, not even with my Ingies or nothing like that. So they've been working out pretty good. So Chase also commented, I'm going to answer some questions for Chase here, being he's with me. And he's live with us right here. He says, just a thought, what time are you planning on getting a ride from Amicalola on the 10th? Well, we haven't nailed down what time on the 10th we're getting a ride from Amicalola, me or AT. We didn't know if we're going to have to get a shuttle or maybe one of the subscribers would help us out because we're staying at the lodge on the night of the 9th. It's like you said, we're headed up the morning of the 10th. And we want to, we originally was going to do the approach trail. We decided against that. So, to anyone, hint, hint, that is planning on starting and hiking with us, hint, hint, and you was planning on doing the approach trail, and we was going to do that, and then now it's changed. We can always come back, or I can, and walk the approach trail with you later, hint, hint, and you can still be part of it if you would like to go up with us, whoever these people or person may be. Just saying. And it's probably nobody out there that really wants to walk with me and AT. AT is a great guy, and I'm a great person, but my personality ain't for everybody. That's one of my fears. I hope that when people see me, they don't run and be like, oh, is that Take a Hike with Jim guy? Run. But anyway. So in saying that, we'll go from there. But Big Deal Bad Ideas commented, hey, I'm going to be about 2 weeks behind you. Hopefully I'll catch up and say hi before Maine. Check us out. Big Deal and Bad Ideas. We're going to meet up at Damascus. We're going to have us a cup of double Java. Hey, listen, folks, if you'd like to have a cup of double Java, we got Take a Hike with Jim coffee cups. $20, man. All you got to do is go to PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo and type in, hey, I want a coffee cup. Here's $20. And shoot me your name and address. I'm going to send it to you along with a t-shirt. The t-shirts we have are $25. They are Take a Hike with Jim t-shirts with the goat rocking the AT tattoo. This is how we're going to support ourselves on the Appalachian Trail a little bit this year. And we also have two different types of hats. We have a regular ball cap that has like the print, like the screen print that's on our shirt. And then we have one like the AT Walk Talk purchase that he absolutely loves, with the embroidered logo of this too. So the printed logo is $25 and the embroidered logo is $30. Once again, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal and put, hey, I'd like a t-shirt. Your size, we go from small to 3X. Or if you'd like a hat, embroidered, non-embroidered, put the money in there for that item and give us your name and shipping address, and we're going to get that right out to you. Had to get that plug in there, right? But we will be there. Bad Ideas. We will be there with you folks in Damascus for trail days. And we are going to have, big ideas, we are going to have some coffee, right? Couple double Java. Bad Bath hikes. So anyway, for those of you that don't know, so those of you that do not know, right? Bad Bath Hikes was an Appalachian Trail thru hiker. I watched her stuff and I loved it. I don't know that she follows or subscribes to my channel, but I follow and subscribe to her channel. I've watched her thru hike several times and different things. And when she fell and laughed and cried and had hard times, we did too in the barbershop, me and my daughter. We love Bad Bath Hike. She was a real inspiration to our journey. So I had commented on her recent thing because she had top 50 Appalachian Trail through hiking tips that, hey, we've watched your stuff, different things. And at some point during the Appalachian Trail, I'm going to pay homage to Bad Bath Hikes' trail hike of her Appalachian Trail through hike, and to her, because if you've watched her videos and her through hike, you know she gets to a place, she says, social, and she downs it, and we're going to have one of those, right? And because we appreciate it. She goes, yes, socials were such fun celebration. Send me a message on Instagram. Unfortunately, I do not have Instagram for Take a Hike with Jim. So I'm going to have to try to figure that out or something out, because she's like, I'd like to catch up on trail with you for some trail magic and happy trails. Man, I was stoked that Bad Bath Hikes commented on our page. I was like, oh my God. To me, that was like having like Pete Rose comment on it. I mean, because I'd seen her walk the trail, I'd watched her stuff, never thought she'd comment, not taking anything away from any other people that subscribe on here. But it was just like, I was totally fangirled out. Jazz hands, right? If you know, you know. So anyhow, JB puts, let's see, let's go back up here. I've lost and missed stuff. So Detox put, a long time ago, someone told me the best way to train for AT was just to start hiking AT. Don't know if he was right or not, but it made sense. I've seen people, Detox, that have said the best way to get to know how to do the AT is to be on the AT. I've seen that. JB not lost. I'm the only one still wearing ultras. My wife has some, but she don't hike. So there you go. I don't know. I like them, but they messed up my knee. So Chase Life says, I disagree on the Gators. I started with them, but quit using them. See, I didn't even want to start with them. And if it's one of those things, if I need them, I get them when I'm going, right? Chase put, JB, I'm wearing the Lion Peaks hike today in my 9 pluses. JB lost, cool, love the 9s. 6s came up, I'll go from there. So Chase Life put on here, still considering coming up and doing the start of the hike. I have 3 of us hiking. I have 3 of us thinking of joining on the 10th. Just not sure if we drive to the lodge and then offer rides, or just go up to the trailhead. Either which way, we're gonna make it to the trailhead and go from there. Because once you get down here, I understand, and you would start offering rides, people would be like, "Can you give me a ride? Can you give me a ride? Can you give me a ride?" I understand, I get it, and stuff like that. So I do understand where you're coming from, and it's a no blood, no foul chase. But if y'all want to come out, we'd love to have you on there. And don't make fun of me as I'm going, this sucks. You know, and then I'm dying. And you're going to be like, yep, told you, elevation. Got too much weight in your pack. Trying to tell you, how's it going now, fat boy? Probably Chase would. But Chase would have the fishing pole with the jelly donut going, you know you want the donut. Get up the hill. There. Damn it. Just saying. So Misadventures with Liz commented, I feel the same. I'm fat, my clothes weigh more, and I have to get a fat person sleep bag so it weighs more. So we're talking about the weight over packs and bags and gear. Hey, I'm big, I'm fat, I'm telling you, I am. And I've started the weight loss shots. I'm down almost like a significant amount of weight. We're going to do official weigh-in tomorrow. I'm down a very significant amount of weight headed into what will be my last, I think, 2 shots before trail. And big people, we have to have bigger gear, bigger things, and heavier stuff. And it just is what it is. I mean, we can't lay on the stuff that people who eat ever live on. So, and go from there, right? Just the way it is. He said, I plan on video recording all of it. So, yeah, he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm going to get Jim. I'm going to get him. So, what's going to happen is, yeah, bring it. Jim shines. You ever seen How I Met Your Mother? Chase, you ever watch that movie, or that TV show, How I Met Your Mother? Barney Stinson cannot take a bad photo. Jim Ellison can't produce a bad video. Just saying. So, just saying. Bad Hawk said, absolutely, I'll keep an eye out for you in the logbooks. Be watching me. So I'm going to be signing some of the logbooks, but not all of them. I will be carrying a pair of gloves with me, and some gloves and latex gloves. I'm not a germaphobe, but to me, I'm trying my dangest not to get norovirus, right? And go from there. That's what we're trying. Heather Lambert, I obviously will sign the first logbook. I'll probably try to do the Blood Mountain logbook and the Preacher's logbook. And if there's a logbook at Baxter, something like that, maybe a couple places, whatever. Like, the logbook thing's not important to me. It's just not. I'm wanting to sign the first one, and from there, we'll go from there, right? Heather Lambert commented, I love your honesty. I think it's good to be aware of your concerns so you can be safe and push through. You got this. And you got to be honest, okay? You got to be honest with yourself, and you got to be honest when it comes to stuff. I say all the time, the greatest lie you can tell is the one you tell yourself and you believe it, right? And that's the truth. He said, bring your own pen. Yes, I'm bringing my own pen. But, you know, it's saying that, you know, the greatest lie you could tell is the one you tell yourself and believe it. I'm not going into this thinking that I'm 100% the Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the world's strongest man of hiking. I'm not going into this with that kind of a mentality, okay? I'm going into this with the mental mentality of I'm going to get this. I may be slower. It may take me longer. You may hike faster than me. But at the end of the day, I mean, just like Chase and three of them come out, that's fine. And say they get way ahead and they get to where we're supposed to be and they're sleeping and I'm not there. And the next morning I'm waking up early so I can walk to catch up with them. They're like, ha, 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 what happened to you? I'm going to look at them and go, I'm the one hiking. You're the one still packing up. See you later. Bye-bye. If you know, you know. So I'm just saying, I'm just not that guy. I don't get hung up on it, right? So if I plan a 6-mile day and I do 3, it's just what it is. If I plan an 8-mile day and I do 6, that's fine. If I plan a 12-mile day and I do 8, I'm fine with that. Eventually the miles and stuff will come. I can only do what I can do. And I got to be honest with myself. And I got to be honest about my fears and my gear and all these things. Because if I'm not honest with myself, not only is it going to show on camera that I'm not honest with you, if I'm lying to myself, it's the greatest lie I can tell, right? And why am I, you know, it just is what it is. So it's easier just to be upfront, honest, out in the open about your fears, what you got going on, and all these things, and go from there, right? It just is. So, Matt Josh, 69, had commented, my only concern and pet peeve is walking through spider webs. And me and Chase was talking about some stuff, right? And we got some big stuff to read through Chase's here in just a second for this part of the show. Which is fine. We're cool with that. We love it. But spider webs are the original start of Kung Fu. You don't believe me? I'm a martial artist. Been doing it since I was 7 years old, right? Me moving stuff out so I don't make no mess or whatever. So, in saying that, right? You're hiking, whatever, you're on a spider web. Look like Jackie Chan up there, right? So, in saying that's how ninjutsu was invented. And we won't talk about how that's ninjutsu, not jujitsu. We won't talk about how jujitsu was informed. Those are great cheerleaders, I'm telling you. Anyway, in saying that, woo, if you know, you know. So we're going to kick into Chase Lives here. He said, and like I said, we're going to dig into it. He said, I think, because we was talking about the presidentials and stuff the other day, we're not going to reopen that whole can of worms, but I want to talk about a little bit what he has here and read this. I think it's worth talking about. And it's my channel, right? I now see what you're talking about when discussing the presidentials and the Whites. The Whites is a huge park run by the AMC, and they have all these rules about where you can tent. There are a separate permit you need once in the park. Much can be said about hiking the Whites, but the AT through the Whites is 112 miles. So, right, I got it confused with the presidential traverse. You're not going to be able to do the Whites in 112 miles in one day. That's an impossibility. And more importantly, 35,620 feet of climb. Now, most hikers slow down a lot in the Whites because the Whites is considered one of the hardest parts. Some hikers say that whether you normally hike by the time you get there, you will only hike half of that. If you're used to 16-mile days, then expect 8-mile days. And some of the hardest, scariest hikes are there. Manusalock is one. The mountain alone is 1 day, and then it can take 1 day to climb up to Mount Washington and 1 day to climb down off of Mount Washington. So the average, actually, when looked up and studied, to do the presidential traverse is at least 3 to 4 days, okay, depending on weather and pace and different things. There are people that do the presidential traverse, Mount Washington, Monroe, Jackson, Jefferson, Franklin, and some of the other, that stretch, they do it in 1 day. It's like 23 miles or something like that, 19 or 23, depending on whatever. But they also start at 3 o'clock in the morning and don't finish till like 10 o'clock at night. It's a big deal. And I'm not saying I'm going to be one of these people who can do that, because you're packed, you're weight, you're tired, you've already hiked miles. So if I have to set up, after talking to one adventurer last night for several hours on the phone, he kind of has put my mind at ease. Even though it's scary, even though there's a lot of things that can go wrong in the presidentials, he's kind of got me mentally more prepared for that than anybody else had me prepared for it, and everything. So I think I have a better understanding between Chase and one adventurer of what to expect there, and we're going to go through. So we'll go through. Then the people take... talk about the presidential, but they also refer to a thing called the presidential range. This is not the AT. So I don't know what the presidential range is, but when you are in the whites, we'll see the various trails around the presidentials that are not the AT. In some cases, AT does not go to the summits, so that is nicer. Yeah, there's a lot of things, even on a presidential reverse, when I see it, that they don't go to the summits, which is awesome. I think the official route would be these mountains: Pierce, Eisenhower, Monroe. Let's see, what is it? Pierce, Eisenhower, Monroe, Washington, Jefferson, Addison, Madison. And I think he's right. The minimum is that some people refer to as Crawford Notch to U.S. Route 2 to a distance of 23 miles and 9,000 feet of gain. So when you're talking about the gain and everything, I want to take a minute, stop, pause, and talk about this. When you're talking about 9,000 feet of gain, the presidentials are not that high. The highest point on the Appalachian Trail is all the way down in Georgia, okay? But what they're saying is, with the ups and the downs and the different things you're getting 9,000 feet of gain, not a 9,000 foot elevation mountain, okay? So there is a difference. And I feel most people know that, but I just want to clarify that. Are there people who do that in one day? Sure. And some people can hike the AT in 44 days. Actually, it was less than 44, but she did do it. But I cannot do 9,000 feet in one day. I don't know if I can or not, but it's a lot. It's a toll on you. Now, if you could do the actual AT, the same section, Crawford Notch U.S. Route 2 is 46.8 miles, and then 15,174 section we call the presidentials is a separate section, really. There's much before, much after that. The whites, you still have the Southern Maine and Manusic and the old spec before the presidentials. You have the front, I can't pronounce that ridge. And I can't pronounce the other word he put on, but trust me, they are the Wildcats. Them are what you want. And one adventurer was talking about that last night as well. He said, I guess my thing is, don't worry about the whites. You're not going to want to even try to speed through this section. And I don't, but it's the presidential reverse that I was really worried about with Washington and all those mountain ranges. But I think I'm going to have a little bit better of a thing with it by that, by the time I get there. And he says, yes, by the time you get there, you'll be ready. And yes, you can be weather, but take your time here. This is not the place to hurry and risk injury. He said, P.S., just a descent from Mount Washington. You can get there by shuttle, Transvan at 9 a.m. Would take you start with 7 miles of rock hops, several freaking miles. One of my worst sucking days on trail. By the time I got down the AMC to the Knott Center, it was 13.4 miles, 2,303 feet of climb, and 6,552 feet of descent. It was way past dark, and I hiked for a couple hours using my headlamp. So he was able to put it out there, and really, like I said, between him and one adventure, I feel like they really calmed me down a little bit when it comes to the presidentials. I'm still a little bit worried. It's still a scary thing, and everything like that. It's something to be taken very seriously. The weather changes about every 30 minutes up there, and different things. But there are places to stay and different things to do like that. But there are quite expensive. I don't want to get caught out in the elements up there, so I'm going to make sure I have a little bit of extra spending money or sponsors by the time I get there to get lodging and stuff like that in case the work for stays are done. I really don't want to do any work for stays when I get up there because I have my own thoughts about that, but go from there. So we've talked about different things, and Matt Josh replied, why carry one sword when you carry two swords? We'll talk about the spider webs thing, because I only need one sword. Really only need a knife. We'll go from there. Farm Girl 2024 put her cat needs this. She was talking about the shelter thing here. So if y'all want to know where to get that, go to Amazon, type in tiny tents, and they have them on there. They're like $30, right? They're like $30. It's an amazing little thing if you have a cat or a small dog and you want to pamper them a little bit and go from there. So I put some stuff out there, done some videos, shorts, and I've done a short video On it has a spoof acting like it was an ultralight thru-hiking tent the person put on there. Hey, it's a nice picture, but just a small tent. Thanks anyway. And I put, hey, you know, for the size, for the weight you drop, it makes up for the size and what you're able to do in it. And just laughing back and forth type of things. And finally, Wolfie's got a video out about with him with the Hilltop Pikes interview with the owner. Need to go over and make sure you see that too. So we put out there today, you know, some doctors, some different things we're seeing. Getting the final go, no-goes. And Sparky said, hey, make sure that you see a dentist too. So we're going to do that. My grill's all messed up anyway. But anyhow, that's how it's going to go from there. So I want to take just a moment real quick before we do our other thing we do. And I want to do the unboxing of this. I got this from Amazon because I want to make sure I have at least one decent charger. Now, this is going to be a little bit heavy for what it is, I feel like. But at the same time, I feel like, because I have their headlamp, the night cores and stuff. I really like their products, their gear. And I feel like this had several good reviews. I didn't want to carry two 10,000, so I just got one 20,000. So we're opening up the box. As you can see, it's still in the sleeve. It's fairly small. I'm going to use it compared to my cell phone. It's smaller than my cell phone, as you can see. Now, it's like super wide, but it does have some weight to it, but it's basically two chargers into one. You got two little ports here. You got a charge button. What I like about these, they said that has your charging, you have it plug up. You can also be charging as it's charging out. The one thing I'm confused about is this little adapter here, because my regular cord looks like it'll fit that. I'm going to try that later, but I don't want to lose this adapter, so I'll take that adapter and I'll study that later. I'll give you an honest gear review later. I just wanted to unveil that we do have a nice battery bank going with us that's a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's going to weigh about the same as the one with the solar panels that we decided not to take, right? But I think it's going to be a little bit more durable, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The other one failed on us, and that's when we was on our shakedown, and that's why we taken this one. And we, you know, one of the other things I don't want to run out of being like, if I can run out of phone service, it's fine. I don't want to run out of Garmin service, and I don't want to run out of my flashlight. Those are the two things that I'm like constantly watching and keeping an eye on and go from there. Chase says, do not use the adapter unless you need to use a USB-A style. Roger that. Okay, so go from there. My phone is a C style, and everything I pretty much got is C style, so that I'm taking. So I probably don't even need to take that adapter with me because I didn't know adapter. But this thing right here was right at, this was, oh, let me get my sticker. If not, the cat will come out. I'll get it later. And she'll get my sticker. It's stuck in the floor and I can't get it to peel up no fingernails. But in saying that, this was right at $100 on Amazon. I don't know if that's a good price, not a good price for it, or if I got a better deal on one or whatever. I know the FlexTail has a lighter version, different things that they came out with. I didn't want to go with the FlexTail and go from there. But is for looking at the power capacity. Chase says LEDs will light up until we'll automatically charge both directions just by plugging it in. There you go. So Chase knows a lot about it because he has a lot of gear and he obviously has these. So I'm learning a lot more about them. But I read a bunch of good reviews. USB-C carries much more power than USB-A. That is what I do for a living. Cool. So yeah. So I've heard a lot of good reviews about these. So the FlexTail, maybe when I get out there, if I get tired of carrying this, whatever, and go to a FlexTail later on or whatever. But so Chase, let me ask you a question, Chase, real quick while I got you on here. Is it like with battery banks? General question. Do you have to run these down, drain the batteries down before you charge them back up? That way they continue to have long-lasting life. Is that how it works, like the lithium thing, or no? Because I remember, like some equipment, you want to run it down, the charge all the way down before you charge it. Up. I don't know if that's the case with these. It don't say that on the box or anywhere. I ain't read the instructions, but it may. But so I'll ask you. You do it for a living. I'm gonna ask you. He said, I have a video on this. I can't even find your damn P video. He says, I have a video of this. So I'll have to check it out. I'll have to try to find that video too. He said, no, don't worry about it. So, cat. The cat that's got underneath the wheel of the cat that's got underneath the wheel, and now she's over here and she's on her head upside down. I don't understand what is wrong. Y'all, I think my cat is hurt. Oh, I see. She's stuck. Hold on just a second. You're stuck. Ow. Well, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. You got stuck yourself. And she clawed me. She got stuck herself, and I couldn't go from there. So, we lost audio. Are we back? Do we have audio? Let's see. And go from there. She got tangled in the cord and then got mad at me. So I don't know. Do we have audio now? I don't know if we have audio or not. Detox said we lost audio for some reason. So anyway, in saying that, we are going to roll out. I don't know. Let me see. 5x5 Lima Charlie. Yeah, so I really like trekking hole tents. I love them. Bivvies more, but I gotta get used to them. Ooh, did my whole thing drop? He said I have a video on this. I can't even find your damn P video. I don't know. Okay, audio's fine, Chase says. Woo, okay. Gotcha. All right, so I'm sitting here looking and trying to figure stuff out. My cat had everything all messed up. So anyway, like I said, that's some stuff, different things. Chase, I'll look up those videos. I want to give a couple of shout-outs tonight before we get off here, right? Before we roll. Let's see. Where's my shout-out book? So here's a couple people I've been following. I don't know if you're following these two people or yet or not. We already mentioned Julie Hikes, right? Go to Julie Hikes, follow them, and Mike the Hiker, what's up? Make sure you go over and follow Julie Hikes. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe button, bell notification. Let them know that, hey, Tech Hike with Jim sent you on over there. Make sure you follow JB Not Lost as well. Chase Life. Make sure you follow Chase Life as well. Make sure you show them some love and different things right here on the channel. And then too, if any of my people out there are subscribed on there and you got a channel and you want us to give you a shout out, let us know. We'll do that. And you can drop your information over on the chat thing. Thank you for the hearts. And we're gonna make sure you get shout outs. We want to say to Lisa and Tim's Hiking Adventures. We're watching them now on YouTube, and I'm telling you, I am stoked about what I'm seeing from their hikes. It's been fun. Right now, I think they're in a hotel somewhere in Hiawassee or something like that. I can't even pronounce most of this stuff, right? But taking them a nice 0 or 2 day there. So I want to give them a shout out. Tent Life Crisis, give them a shout out as well. The lovely Lady L, give her a shout out. And also, let's give AT Walk a Talk a shout out and go from there. So anybody else that I've missed, Brock, Rob, make sure you give all these people a shout out that's over in the chat and tell them Take a Hike with Jim sent you, right? Take a Hike with Jim sent you. Hit the little subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up, and share them some love. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Now, check it out. We got 2 more. We got 2 more lives left. Tuesday night. We're going to put the questions out tomorrow where you can vote. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. You're going to have your last before trail Tuesday night live where you vote, we listen, we talk, we answer. Tuesday night live at 7 o'clock Eastern. Lord willing and the creek don't shine. Or the creek don't rise. Next Friday, the 27th, is our last before the Appalachia Trail Subscribers Appreciation Night live before the AT. The following week, we're not going to do nothing on Tuesday or Friday as far as lives. We're going to take that last week, really dial things in, try to spend as much time with family as we can, going out to eat, going places, different things like that. So, unless something changes, which I don't foresee it, next week, Tuesday and Friday, will be the last 2 lives before the Appalachian Trail thru hike. Now, when we're out there on the Appalachian thru hike, we are going to go ahead and do episodes of the podcast, roughed in, called Appalachian Coffee and Conversations, right? We're going to do some of that here and there with some other fellow thru hikers and people who are willing to on trail. I think it's going to be a good time so that when we come off trail, we can launch that and we can do live podcasts once we come off trail. We're not looking at doing live podcasts when we're on trail. It's your boy TJ has agreed that we are going to upload stuff to him through Google. He's going to try to get our videos out as fast as he can, 1, 2, 3 a week, whatever the case may be, edit it, put them out there. He is real picky. He is the person that we have paid to do this. He has some phenomenal college education when it comes to videos and stuff like that. He went to Los Angeles Film School. I'm not looking for the Marvel Cinematrix thing, but what I am looking for is just getting stuff out there, and that's what I told him, and he said he's going to do that for us. So that's going to help me keep down on editing, because I'm just going to upload it to the cloud, and he's going to take it, he's going to do the editing, he's going to do everything from here, and he's going to get it posted up. I'm going to be posting some lives and shorts like crazy. Occasionally, you will get a video from me that is uploaded that has not been edited by It's Your Boy TJ. So you'll be able to see the difference in the quality and quantity, because I want to get stuff out there as much as possible as I can. We will also be utilizing Take a Hike with Jim TikTok page. If you haven't followed that, get over there. Follow the Take a Hike with Jim on the TikTok page as well. Just kind of giving y'all some brief insight on what's going on. Okay, so I will still be able to handle shirt sales, hat sales, and mug sales while out on the Appalachian Trail, as long as I can come into town where I have Wi-Fi to place your order. So we will still be pushing merch while on trail if you are interested, right? And go from there. So it's your boy TJ, and Matt Clicker _77, another supporter, is going to be setting up a whiteboard and a system. If anybody wants to send care hike packages for me, or anybody's walking in our tramley, if you want to send care packages out to us to a post office, you're going to know where we're at based on when you message him and you say, hey, are they close to Neil's Gap? I want to send it there. Well, we've already got 3 people sending one there for him. Can you send it up to the next whatever? And they're going to coordinate that effort with you guys there. That way we don't show up at a post office and have 15, 20, 30 boxes. We are still encouraging people that if you don't want to give us cash to spend or whatever and donate that kind of way, we understand. We're 100% on board, and we're not beggars, and beggars are not going to be choosers. I'm not shaking a tin cup going, sir, please, for coffee, sir. I need coffee. No, that's not what I'm saying. And that's my bad British impression, right? My British. Anyway, sorry. In saying, getting sidetracked, ADD. So in saying that, we still encourage people, if you want to send stuff out, send gift cards instead of the care packages. That way, we can only use the gift cards for whatever, but the gift cards are going to be good because it's going to allow us to pick the food items or the gear items or the things that we need, and that's going to work out cool. Or you can send via Venmo. I'm hearing Venmo and Cash App are the 2 things on trail that are used the most, and plus I have PayPal. So if you want to make donations that way, you can, and it is much appreciated. And if you need it for a tax write-off, I can arrange it with Matt Clicker _77, and it's your boy TJ back here at home base to make sure that you get a letter of what you've donated for a tax write-off if that's what you would wish. I'm not begging on money. I'm not trying to talk about a bunch of money and lose a bunch of people. I'm just trying to put out there ways that you're going to be able to support the trail. If you want to pay for a hostel, it is much appreciated. If you would like to donate a night at a hostel, a hotel, or whatever, we would love that. Me and the trail family, whoever walks with us, we would love that. We would share it, and the wealth would, go around. If you can't and you don't want to, that's fine too. We just want you to follow it and support us here on the channel. The amazing thing is that on this YouTube channel, we've almost hit our 3,000 watch hour count on YouTube. As you can tell from subscribers, we are a far cry off. We're 367, and we need to be at 1,000. If it takes us 2 to 3 years to do it, it just takes 2 to 3 years to do it. I'm not going to sell out. I will be real for who I am and what I am, right? But in saying that, we've almost got our watch hours down, so all we need is the subscribers, and then we can do other things here on the channel. So in saying that, help us, support us. Spread the news on your channel about Take a Hike with Jim. Share a link if you can to your social media. Let's try to get over this 367 parking spot that we're at, and let's try to push to 400 over the next few days into Tuesday. I would like to really much be at 400 subscribers by Tuesday, if we can, if no later than Friday. That would be amazing. If we're there, great. If we're not, great. But it would mean that would be a great morale boost. If you would like for me to give you a shout out on trail, all you got to do is write this down. James, James, .ray, R-A-Y, .ellison, E-L-L-I-S-O-N, at gmail.com. You will title the message Shout Out. And I will give you a shout out while I'm on trail, where I'm at, or whatever, stuff like that. I'll be more than happy to do that. If you'd like a postcard or a shot of a particular place, let me know. We would love to get that out to you as well on trail. I want to make this as much your hike as it is my hike. My Garmin will be live, except at night when I'm sleeping. It will be live. So every half hour to an hour, depending on what I set it on, you're going to be able to click and see where I'm at. I've paid for the extra maps, so you're going to have topographical, city, and the other one that you can look at as far as the maps on where I'm at. That makes some people uncomfortable to walk with me. It just does. But at the same time, I want to make this hike as much your hike. If you want to start the hike with us on March 10th, myself and AT Walk and Talk, the more the merrier. We welcome it. This is not just our hike. This is everybody's hike. And the Appalachian Trail is just not our trail. It's everybody's trail. And the more the merrier. We only hike as fast as the slowest hiker. In this case, maybe Chase in a wheelchair. Just saying. But just picking Chase is going to crush it again. He's going to be like 9 states ahead of me by the time I get to Hawk Mountain Shelter. I'm just telling you. But anyway, it's saying that, right? If you would like to come and start your hike and your through hike attempt with us, that is fine. There is some dates that we may have to come off trail. The tramley splits up, breaks up, whatever. But we're going to try to keep things as close and tight-knit as we can if you would like to. Not trying to be the leader of a future tramley. I think it's going to be a demographic. It's going to be a democracy. It's going to be a vote of what we're doing and going on. But just know that your boy's got some things that occasionally he might have to come off trail for, including court now, apparently. But anyway, in saying that, if you want to start, that's fine. If you don't want to start the Appalachian through hike and do the through hike with us, but you want to come out in certain sections of the trail and you want to hike with us, you're more than welcome to do so. We appreciate it, and I appreciate it, and I want to make this hike just about as much as you, my subscribers, as I can. If I get out there and I see on a Tuesday or Friday I can go live, I will go live, okay? So, all right, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and hit that bell notification. Let us know you're out there. I got to get out of here. I got to go. So, in saying that, folks, thank you so much for everything. And as always, I only got one more question, only one more favor, only one more thing to ask of you. Take a hike, would you? 1,000, 2,000.